Hello, I'm Dr. Ron Mottern with the Mottern Institute for Mind Body Wellness, and these are your 5-minute words of wellness. Today, what I'd like to talk about is mindfulness. Now, mindfulness has been described as paying attention on purpose. Oftentimes, when we practice mindfulness, we'll focus on just one specific thing, many times to the exclusion of everything else. So, this works to help us in many ways. Some of the uses of mindfulness are stress management, decreased anxiety, emotional regulation and stability. Certainly, with all emotions, there's a cognitive aspect to that. So, as we defocus away from those thoughts that are causing the stress or anxiety or what have you, then we are able to regulate those better. Some of the other benefits of the mindfulness is it increases working memory. Once again, we're focusing on one thing, so our mind isn't as scattered. We're able to hone in on one particular aspect of what we're looking at. Certainly improves the focus as well. Now, there are many forms and ways to practice mindfulness. Many of them you will find in my new book, Living Well, a guide to cognitive behavioral skills exercises, available on Amazon.com. But some of those are guided visualization exercises that are there. We use that in diaphragmatic breathing, practice mindfulness as well. But today, what I'd really like to talk about is I'd like to talk about one form that is not in the book, but that is the practice of Iaido and Kendo. Now, Kendo, you may be familiar with. Kendo is a sword art, Asian sword art. Kendo itself is a Japanese term. The style that I practice is Hadon Kondo, which is a Korean version of that, and Iaido. And Iaido, once again, is a Japanese term. Roughly means drawing and sheathing the sword. In Korean, that's Baldo Chakom. Outside of Korea, Hadon Kondo, you won't find anybody who understands that, so we tend to use the Japanese terms when we discuss it. But these combat forms are an excellent way to practice mindfulness because it makes it very difficult, especially when you're practicing kendo and perhaps sport kendo, something like that, that if your attention lapses, if your focus lapses, then you're given immediate feedback by a whack on the head by a bamboo sword, something of that nature. The Iaido especially is useful for that because you are learning to rapidly draw and sheath a 3-foot long razor blade. So if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, then you can definitely get hurt in that process. So those are two practices that we use. Any form of martial art can help with that. Some studies have come out recently on how martial arts help with ADHD and things of that nature. And in many ways, it's because of the focus that is required once again, and that focus can be used as a mindful practice specifically for that. And once again, many benefits to the mindfulness. One of the things that people who practice mindfulness will tell you is you don't go into mindfulness, well, gee, I'm really stressed out today, so I'm going to practice some mindfulness and reduce that. As I practice mindfulness, I will become less stressful. As I practice mindfulness, I will become less anxious, things of that nature. It's not really goal oriented as much as we think about other things being goal oriented. Say, for example, the diaphragmatic breathing. When I practice diaphragmatic breathing, I am stimulating that vagus nerve, causing the release of those serotonins, melatonins, and endorphins in the brain that I want to physiologically reduce my stress. So the mindfulness practice sort of indirectly affects these things. And one of the best ways that I know to do it is through the practice of combat sports such as Iaido and Kendo. Those are two of my favorites. So look for those practices in your area. We do have the Goju Toshinryu online dojo that you can link to from our webpage. www.modderninstitute.com. You can also get to it through our Facebook page, facebook.com/modderninstitute, or facebook.com/Goju Toshinryu, GOJUTOSHINRYU. That'll take you there. and you can get some information about that. Also, if you're already practicing martial arts, you might be interested in my new book. Holidays are coming up. Gift for people who already have everything. My Mastering the Way. So the Mastering the Way book, Achieving Success in Martial Arts Training, goes through the procedures that lead to change, and no matter what level you're at in the martial arts or what style you practice, this will help you move forward in that training as you look at different aspects of what you're doing. So, thank you very much for your attention. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Check us out there at facebook.com/Mottern Institute. This is Dr. Ron Mottern, and these have been your 5-minute Words of Wellness.